Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here, bringing you a basic crafting tutorial. So the sun is rising, we've survived another night in Unturned, and mostly due to some basic crafting that we've learned, as well as some tactics and things like that. But we're going to be covering a number of things. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, at any point, if you want to skip to a specific area, you can simply click on it. It's a video annotation. It will take you to that time in this video where you can learn. We'll be covering basic survival, food and basic farming, medicine, storage, building materials and house building, barricades and traps, and some basic gear. We also are going to make some advanced tutorials or advanced crafting tutorials in the future and some other advanced guides, but right now this is the basics. So first off, I think one of my best tips is if you're bleeding or shit's hitting the fan, all you gotta do is take off your pants. Alright? You can craft your pants into cloth, and then with the cloth you can craft yourself a rag. From the rag you can heal yourself, and I believe it heals about 5%. So that's right. Take off your pants and you're going to be just fine. But other than that, let's cover some other things. I think one of the most basic and necessary resources and pieces of loot in the game is a canteen. You can see here I'm a little thirsty. I simply fill it up and I can go to a well or an ocean. If they ever add lakes or rivers in the future, you'll be able to refill it there. Anywhere there's a water supply, you can refill it pretty easily, and you don't get any radiation or biohazard. However, if you're unable to find a canteen, you're going to want to craft one. To be able to do that, you're going to need a can. So we got our can, a bottle, and if you can only find a moldy water bottle, you're going to need a purification tablet. From here, you're going to have to moldify your water bottle, get yourself a pure water bottle. Then you add the can and water bottle equals canteen. That, I think, is one of the most essential resources in the game. Once you have a canteen, you're pretty much sitting pretty. Another thing that is helpful is to make a sleeping bag. Now, to make a sleeping bag, I believe it is 1 piece of duct tape and 7 cloth. So we'll try that real quick. Or maybe it's 2 pieces of duct tape. Yeah, it's definitely 2 pieces of duct tape. Alright. So if you have 7 pieces of cloth and 2 pieces of duct tape, you can make a sleeping bag. From the sleeping bag, this is essential for respawns. If you're going out and you're new to the game and you're dying, you can place it wherever you want. And that means this is where you're going to respawn. However, you will want to claim it. Now, I already have a cot over there and another sleeping bag in that farmhouse that I have claimed, so I'm unable to claim another one until I destroy the other one. But, so basically, using your pants as a rag, as a last-minute resort, because we're a little naked here. Look at this, glitched chest. I'm not sure what that's about. Where's my ninja bottoms? Here we go. But pretty much, with a canteen, a sleeping bag, and knowing that you can craft cloths into rags to help you, and we're going to cover that a little more in the medicine area, you're pretty much good. Those are 3 core skills and crafting skills you're going to want to learn. Now, the next thing you're going to have to deal with is food. So let's take a look at some basic farming. Now, you're going to find yourselves, generally you're going to find moldy vegetables, some fresh vegetables, and seeds. Now, if you eat a moldy vegetable, look at my green biohazard in the bottom right. When I eat it, my hunger goes down, but my biohazard goes up. And it doesn't really decrease a lot of your hunger. So with your moldy vegetables, you're going to want to basically craft seeds. Pretty simple. You just put them in your crafting bar, craft, you get seeds. Then you can pretty much go anywhere where there's fertile soil. So anywhere off the beaten path, off of roads and in cities and stuff like that. Find a nice grassy patch. Farmhouses, pretty good fertile land. So you plant them like that, and if you're in a big hurry, you can fertilize that, and we'll show that eventually. But so a moldy vegetable will give you 1 seed. However, if you craft a fresh vegetable, you get 2 seeds per each vegetable. So naturally, if you have 2 things growing, you can basically sustain yourself by crafting one and eating the other. So once you have your plant growing and you need to expedite it, pull out your fertilizer, equip it, and then simply left click over the plant. Now this only fertilizes one plant at a time, and fertilizer can be used for some advanced farming techniques, which we're going to cover in a separate video. So only use fertilizer as a last resort. Also keep in mind that you can craft fertilizer with one rope and one cloth. So we've done some basic farming. Now if you can also hunt for food. Now I have some pig. Where are you at? Oh, it's over here. So I have some raw venison and raw bacon, and I'm going to show you how to basically craft that into some edible food because it's raw. So simply go to your crafting bar, put the raw venison in, and then you'll see when you're near a fire that's been lit. So if the fire's out, this won't work. So you're going to have to light the fire, put the raw venison in, and then click the fire, and it'll put it in that little tool area, and then you'll see you have the option for cooked venison, and cooked venison will fill you up pretty good. Now to make a fire, all you're going to need is 4 sticks and 4 stone. So here we have our 4 stones and our 4 sticks and an example of what the campfire looks like. Put the 4 stones, 4 sticks, crafts yourself a campfire. There we have our campfire. Let's see if these stack just for fun. Campfires do stack. Yep, so that is how you can cook food, and it's pretty effective. With most civilian bullet guns, the hunting animals, deer and pigs, take 2 shots. However, with military weapons, generally they'll only take 1 shot, like with a timber wolf or something like that. So we've learned how to farm, we've learned how to cook food that we've hunted. Now it's time to get on to medicine. If you find yourself in some gunfights with other players, or you're having to take care of your radiation and stuff like that, there's a number of things you can do. So the biggest thing you're going to want to do is with cloth. Cloth is the best thing. If you find any clothes, always craft it down into cloth. Keep a good supply of cloth on you, because you'll always be able to craft the pieces of, I guess, medicinal stuff that you need. So we're going to be crafting rags. Now a rag will do a little bit, I think it's about 5%. But if you combine 2 rags, you get a bandage. So here in the bottom, you can see that I have 81%, right? So I'm going to use a rag, and it's only going to do about 5%, and that's about 2 cloth. So we can also craft bandages up to dressings, and dressings heal a lot. So if you have one of those handy, you're pretty much going to be fine in dealing with most player versus environment scenarios. Like if you start bleeding, or you're low, if you get ambushed by some of the crawlers, you can do something like that. Now there's a number of other medicines, and there's some advanced things. You can find med kits, and you can find blood bags. Now the splint is something I think is pretty interesting. If you're going to be a sniper kind of on rooftops and you need to make a quick getaway, it may not be a bad idea to have a splint in your inventory, right? So I'm going to show you how to craft a splint and then why it's used. Alright, so splint is basically 2 sticks and 1 piece of scrap metal. And now we have ourselves a splint. Alright, so say you're a sniper and you're on a high spot and someone sneaks up behind you, you just got to get out of there, right? Well, if you jump off your building, if you look right above my health, you'll see a bone and a red line through it. I've broken a bone. I cannot sprint and I can't jump. So I'm basically at the mercy of whoever's chasing me or any zombies in the area. So to deal with that, you're going to want to equip your splint, put it on. It heals health as well as fixes your broken bones. So splints are pretty good if you're kind of doing something, you know, up high, or you just need to get away, something like that. I think it's more probably going to be used for if you're raiding a military base and you fall out of a tower, or if you're doing PvP type stuff. So the splint's pretty helpful. And now we're going to cover some of the pharmacy things. Vitamins, painkillers, and antibiotics. Vitamins are good for crafting. You can make some other things using vitamins. There's morphine, which is health, adrenaline, which will kind of boost your energy as well. And then there's vaccine, which gives you health and lowers your biohazard right here. So we're going to do that. We're going to do some drugs, medicinal drugs, boys and girls. Drugs are bad. So, and antibiotics also help with that area. So it's pretty interesting that there's a number of pharmaceuticals in the game. And now that we've covered the basics of medicine, splints, rags, basically building rags up to dressings and things like that, we're going to get on to storage. Now, of all the things we've covered in this tutorial so far, most of them, if not all of them, you don't need a crafting skill of 1 or 2. And at the bottom, the first level of crafting requires 50, and I think the second one requires 100 experience. Also, check that out. We just got ourselves an achievement, experienced. So that's the first time I've upgraded all my skills. Pretty cool right there. But back to the storage. We're going to be crafting a number of things. So to craft... So with storage, we're going to be crafting 3 things. First, the crate, then the chest, and finally, the locker. Now, to produce a crate, you're going to need crafting level 1, and to produce a locker or a chest, you're going to need crafting level 2. So first, we're going to do the crate, and to do the crate, we're going to need 3 logs, and we're going to need 12 sticks. And we're going to craft all the logs all the way through, and we're going to be looking for foundations, or not foundations, excuse me. Wooden plates into frames, that's what it was. We're going to want frames. Now we're going to craft our sticks into supports, and our supports into wooden crosses. So we put the wooden frames in the wooden crosses, we'll get a wooden crate. So with the crate, we're going to want 3 more crosses. And then we'll be able to craft a chest. So you put the wooden crosses in the crate, and you're going to be able to craft a chest. Now the difference between the chest and the crate is the chest has 6 slots, you can see here, and a crate, which is what this looks like, only holds 4 slots. So we're going to put that chest down. Actually, we'll put it in our house, which this house is going to be evolved over time, and it's going to be kind of interactive. This is going to be the tutorial learning house. So that's another point that I want to make is whatever you guys want to learn next, let me know in the comments below. And, you know, we'll do either the most upvoted or like the most necessary, something like that. I have some tutorials planned, some advanced building, advanced farming, weapons, explosives, stuff like that I'm going to cover in later episodes. But let me know what you guys want to see next. So now that we have we've just built a chest, we're going to want to build a locker. So to build a locker, we're going to need another chest. Actually, I think we only need 2 logs. Let's see. Because we only need 2 frames. Yep. So we'll only need 2 logs for that. So we had an extra frame. So we got 2 frames. Now we're going to need some more sticks. I believe it is 12. 12 should get us 6 supports, and 6 supports should get us 3 crosses. Put 3 crosses with 2 frames. Get yourself a crate. Get that one out of there. Alright, now that we have a crate, we're going to need scrap metal. Where did I put the scrap metal? I have so many boxes for this. Alright, so we have stone. And we can craft stone in to scrap metal. Now, to do that, it's similar to cooking venison. We're going to go to crafting, and I'll show you that if you just... Okay, it's out. If you put your stone in there, you can make stone plates. However, if you click the fire button, you get scrap metal. So we'll craft that. We get 3 scrap metal. And we'll cut this fire out real quick because the smoke is a bit obnoxious. And the crate and scrap metal, 3 scrap metal, 1 crate, produces a locker. Now this is actually the first time I've ever crafted one of these before, which is kind of cool. So we're going to put it in here. In our little guest house, which we built. This is what we built during the house tutorial I put. So if you want to learn how to build a house, I have a separate tutorial on it. It's pretty immersive. I will go over the basic components, but I will not build the house itself right now. So because these are some skills you're going to want to learn. Now I got to find my handsaw, and we're in the business. Now when you go to basically get wood from trees, harvest trees, you're going to want a handsaw for sure because it expedites the house building process. And a chainsaw is also good in that it helps a lot. Or you're going to want a normal axe if you can't find a chainsaw. You're going to want an axe generally because it's a great melee weapon and it's great for cutting down trees. So we have the handsaw because you can see that when you cut down a tree, you'll find logs are more readily available than sticks. Sticks, you use a lot of them. Logs produce a lot of boards, and from boards you can do a lot of things like that. One thing to keep in mind is when you craft your log into boards and you're short on sticks, if you just put the handsaw in the tool area, you can make sticks. And then from then on, you're pretty much golden. You don't have to chop down near as many trees as if you didn't have a handsaw. So now that we have the basic components of the house, and just as I said, you can easily click on the link to your left if you want to skip this part or you've already seen my house tutorial. So we're going to build a foundation first, and we're going to need 3 logs. And from there we get the boards, craft them into plates, and plates into frames. Once you have 3 frames, and we keep having this extra one, you can make 1 foundation. So I'm going to get rid of this extra frame real quick. So we have a foundation. I'm going to drop that. Now we're going to build pillars, and you're going to want 8 of these. I'm only going to build 1 though right now. And to build a pillar, you're going to want 4 sticks and 1 log. Oh man. Yeah, let's just get rid of a lot of these so you can see it. Alright, so we're going to craft these into supports, and we're going to leave them as supports. Then we're going to get some boards. We're going to get 4 boards and leave them as boards. Now, for every 2 supports and 1 board, you get 1 wooden pillar. So there's 3 boards left over and a wooden pillar. It used all of the the supports rather. So you're going to want 8 of those. And we're going to pick up the pillar because next we're going to combine a pillar with some frames, and we're going to get ourselves a wall. So we're going to craft 2 logs into all the required boards, boards into plates, and then plates, which we have an extra one, into the frames. Now we're going to combine that, a pillar and frames, to get a wall. Now if you wanted to make a doorway, you would simply get, where are you at? 1 wooden support. So you're going to want 3 walls, but you're going to make 4 because one of the walls is going to become your doorway. So 1 wooden wall and 1 support equals 1 doorway. Craft that, and we're going to drop it here. This is all the things we'd need to build a house. And then finally you're going to want a roof over it. And to build a platform, we're going to need 2 logs and 4 sticks. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to craft the sticks all the way down into supports. Then that into a wooden cross. All of our logs into boards. all of our boards into plates and leave them at the plates. So we have an extra one. So plates and wooden cross equals a platform. Platforms are elevated while foundations are based on the ground. So we have ourselves a platform, and that would basically give you all of this saved for the door. If you want to check that out, it's in the video description below, as well as it can be linked in the annotation on the left right now. So we'll drop all this stuff off, and those are the basic building materials and how to build a very simple little house. You know, 4 pillars, 3 walls, 1 doorway, 1 platform, 1 foundation, and 1 door. So now it's time to move on to the basic barricades and traps. There's a couple basic barricades and traps. Now, the first is a wooden shield. We're going to want 3 boards and 1 nail. Crafting that together equals 1 wooden shield. Now let's check out what it looks like when you equip it. So say you are sieging someone who's, you know, kind of sniping up in a house or in a city or something like that. You can pretty much put up these wooden shields. You can also use them to barricade pre-constructed buildings like the farmhouse doors and stuff like that. You can put them here, better protect something like that, use it in shootouts, anything you want. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a caltrop. Now a caltrop is pretty cool in that it's a nice little simple trap produced from 2 nails. So if you could make a lot of these and put them, and if someone were to walk over it, they would hurt themselves, start to bleed. It does a lot of damage, and if you die right now, you lose half of your skill sets. So I don't really want to risk it, because I'm experienced and fully kitted out. Now we're going to learn how to build barbed wire, which is produced from 2 wire. Now if you want to learn how to build nails, wires, all these kinds of things, we're going to do an advanced crafting tutorial in a separate video. Now once you have barbed wire, it's basically like concertina wire in a nice little roll, and it's kind of low to the ground. It's hard to see, especially if you're distracted. I've seen people put these up in military bases and to great effect, because you'll take some damage and start to bleed out. Now finally we're going to learn how to build wooden spiked traps. Now you're going to need a pocket knife, and I think in most cases most people simply shrug off pocket knives as, you know, not really needing them. But it's not the best melee weapon. It's pretty quick, but it has a limited range and low damage. However, you can craft sharp sticks. So we'll put the pocket knife there in the crafting thing, and we'll get wooden spikes. Now, for every 2 sticks, you get 1 wooden spike. And you're going to want 4 wooden spikes to craft a wooden spike trap. Once we have the wooden spike trap, we can put that, it's kind of like punji stakes in a way. So here, we'll put them here. You can see at night that, especially in kind of a, you know, a farmy or kind of rather lots of plants, you could sneak one of those into a bush if someone's looking for berries or something like that. So now the last thing we're going to do is, you can see it's nighttime, and perfect timing at that. We are going to produce a hand lamp. Now we're going to want 1 battery and 2 pieces of scrap metal. And to do the scrap metal, oh look at that. You could simply go over to a fire, put stone in there, and you could get it. Now here we have a hand lamp. It can also be used as a melee weapon, but you can see it's great for lighting up stuff, and I've actually heard that they are better than torches, and I believe we have a torch. Let's test it out. Yeah. Alright, 4 and 5. So this is the hand lamp's light, and this is a torch. So you can see the torch has a lower light radius, and the hand lamp is much better. Furthermore, you can craft hand lamps into more advanced things, like put them on your guns as tactical lights and stuff like that. Now, if you look in here, I've got a number of explosives, there's metal shields, there's frag grenades. All those things can be crafted. Trip mines, snares. We're going to be covering those in another video, as well as weapons and attachments. That's going to be an advanced weapons and explosives tutorial. We're going to have an advanced crafting tutorial in the future. And we're going to have some advanced farming tutorials and stuff like that. Let me know which one you want to see first. I think I'm going to do the advanced weapons and explosives tutorial next. But after that, let me know what you guys want to know. I'm going to update this video. Whenever there's something new, you should check the annotations at the beginning in the video description below. Because anything that needs to be updated or anything that I cover, you'll find links definitely in the video description below. Anyway, this video took me a number of hours to gather all these materials. And I've pretty much been hoarding all kinds of goodies. Check that out. 2 Matamoreses. I've got Zubeknikovs on Zubeknikovs, Timberwolves. I got myself a Savage Drum. I got all kinds of goodies. So it's going to be fun to see how you and I basically evolve this little compound as we learn this beautiful game called Unturned, which is free to play. And I think a lot of people are a number of people love this game, and then a few people are turned off to it simply because of the graphics. I find the graphics kind of charming. The gameplay is pretty spot on. It's simple. It just works. Unlike some other games like DayZ, which can be overly complicated. Anyway, so in kind of a preview for the next episode, or the next tutorial where I'm going to be covering explosives and weapons, I want to show you what the Moab bomb can do if you do it wrong. Anyway, my name is Baron. I thank y'all for watching. Make sure to pull the trigger on that like button. This video put me I put in a lot of hours to do this, and I hope you guys found it informative and educational. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and as always, I will see you all next time.
Where do we want to put it off the C4? I want to put it. I want to put it off and kill zombies. So I'm gonna try to do this. I might end up killing myself. Don't kill them all yet, because I want to run them. I want
like lure them all into a giant trap. It's a trap. Ow! He hit me. Something jumped up and bit me.
Ow!
D-Lab behind you. It's a military zombie.
There we
He's
go.
gonna eat your brains.
All right. Here we
I
go.
got some medicines.
I'm gonna set it up so you might not want. Might not want to like come near me, or you might die.
Vaccines.
I'm gonna put the C4 down.
Vitamins.
Good. Good.
Where'd you come from?
It's gonna go off in 5 seconds.
What? Oh, where is it?
Oh!
Eli!
What? Oh my god! Everyone is dead.
I told you to stay away.
All of a sudden, it's like, I'm gonna play with some C4.
At least we'll all respawn back
It's
at the
gonna
home.
go off in 5 seconds.
I did go. Make sure you hit home because I didn't spawn near. I'm out in the wilderness. I'm gonna have to kill myself again.
Oh my god.
It had 6 seconds on it. I was like, what?
I didn't even know you were planning it yet.
I said stay away from me.
It was
I'm
too
going to
late.
plan it. Like I said that like
in the middle of, like using a bandage when
I
you
said
said
that. I said it 25 like
You
half a minute ago.
Kind of warning.
I said it like a minute ago. Baron can back me up. I said you might want to stay away from me while I put the C4 down.
I was not knowing that I was near you.
All right, zombie, please kill me, so I can get back home.
I can't even see. It is so dark.
That was ridiculous. I saw both of you blow up.
Are you still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
What?
Yeah, I'm over. I was far enough away, apparently. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here. So today we're going to be covering weapons, how to craft advanced explosives and traps, such as trip mines, landmines, snares. We've already covered wooden spikes and caltrops, electrical fences, things like that. We're going to be going over how to reload weapons, how to set up weapons, what are the best combinations for weapons, and then looking at this Matamores, we're going to compare the Timberwolf and the Matamores and figure out what is the best gun, as well as what's the best pistol, best shotgun, etc.